What's up, guys? It is Thelightchrissy here, and I'm here to do a timeless love reading for the sign of Capricorn. Okay, so thank you guys for tuning into my channel. If you could, please go down and click on that subscribe button down below here. Also, I am available for one-on-one readings. That information will be available down below, as well as how to donate to my channel, support the community. Okay, I would totally love to have you guys here, so please make sure you like and comment. Let me know if this resonates. Now, this is going to be if you are a Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or if you're a cross watcher just watching in for a Capricorn that you love or may be interested in. This is the reading for you. It is timeless, so it doesn't matter whenever you receive this reading. It's the perfect time for you to hear that particular message. Okay, now keep in mind that all readings can't possibly work for every single person, so just take along what resonates and leave behind what does not. Okay, I call in the divine with love and light and the four archangels in the four corners of the world. I call in the six elements: air, earth, water, fire, spirit, and ether, to give us a clear and accurate reading for the sign of Capricorn in terms of love at this time. Please show us anything that we need to see, anything about themselves that needs to be shown, anything about their potential partner or divine mate that needs to be shown: husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, babe, boo, whatever you want to call the person. We're going to ask. Or if you're just single and loving yourself is there, this still can have some very good, interesting things here. So I call in any of your spirit guides and your spirit teams to come in and to lead, show us anything that we need to see to be able to put you guys on your highest path. Okay, now with that being said, Capricorn, I went ahead and pulled a few cards to kind of get in touch with your energy before I were to get here. There's going to be this, I feel like there's something that you are kind of starting to see, maybe this pattern of how powerful it is whenever you are speaking of yourself in a positive way. You're speaking about your money in a positive way. You're speaking about your life in a particular way. You're speaking about your love life in a positive, very uplifting way, to reflect where it is that you're going, and that you're not really that you're not manifesting the person or our relationship or our partner, or what we want to happen in our relationships from a place of lack. Because anytime that we are saying more of what we don't want than what we do want, then we are speaking from a place of lack. Okay, this is the Eight of Wands in a traditional deck. With this at this time, you guys, Capricorn, it's very important for you to be mindful of the things that you're saying, because with this is Sagittarius. I can't remember exactly what it is, what Eight of Wands is, but I think Eight of Wands is Sagittarius in Mercury. Is it Mercury? It might be Mercury. Yep, Sagittarius and Mercury. This is where we're going to be definitely facing those communication problems because of Mercury. But the thing is, they're going to be blown up a little bit with Sag in there, and a little bit of that Jupiterian energy. So any of the things that you speak at this time kind of are like amplified into the universe. So when you are deciding on what type of person you want, know that whatever things that you're putting out is the type of things that you're going to get back in right away. So what you do with that magic, instead of using it to call in more things that you don't want, you kind of use it to call in where it is that you do want to go. Okay, if you're in a relationship, this is where you spend more time focusing on the positive than the negative or the conflicts here. Okay, to be able to change the cycle of being stuck in there. And I see it being something that's kind of embedded, with it being an 8 right here, something that we keep doing, like a cycle that we kind of keep repeating. Maybe this is where we manifest relationships from a place of lack, and then once we get them, we're not 100 totally 100% sold. But it's exactly what we kind of asked for, because everything that we speak, it becomes so this is kind of that. For some of you in relationships, I see that there needs to be kind of like a maturation of the conversation, or the type of rhetoric that you have in the conversation, to be able to kind of find out a common ground, to be able to move past situations where you guys can be able to talk to one another in a way that is not where you're not so defensive and the person's not so defensive, so it's not as aggressive. There's a need for it to be a little bit more cool, calm, and collected. The throat chakra is not always just about what you speak with your voice. It is about that expression, being able to freely, truly expressing yourself, but it is also about what we hear from other people. So sometimes this can be where we misconstrue what people are saying. For some of you, I see that maybe when people are kind of maybe your partner, or when people come into your life, they are you feel like maybe some of the things that they say or some of the way that they express themselves it kind of keeps you back from moving forward or maturation for what you have going on in yourself. I sense a lot of pride here, but I'm not going to say pride that isn't well deserved. It's kind of like rightfully so. But what it is that when you manifest those people from lack, or when you manifest those relationships from lack, or when you're in a relationship and you talk about the things that you don't want, they keep appearing. So it keeps creating like this rift to where you feel like you're being threatened when you're really not. It's just your manifestation showing up. So that's something that we kind of have to work on with love here, with definitely changing our words, starting to use positive affirmations and words of affirmation and things like that, and mantras and things like that, to try to pull ourselves out of that state, especially as it pertains to love. Because with love, you're dealing with somebody else, their energy completely. So you want yours to be you want to at least be able to identify it. You don't have to really just necessarily know it, but you need to kind of take notice of your patterns that keep you from growing, and be able to admit to them right here. Be able to admit to the conflict that you have with those particular things, so that you can form a game, a game plan to get there. Don't look away from that, okay? Every time you guys are kind of building this tree together, then, it's like almost like when you feel like it's threatening your growth, you kind of like turn away from it. And it becomes about you again with this sunlight coming on. So those are the 2 cards that I got here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to pull 3 cards. We're going to pull the things that can be challenging you at this time, things that can be helping you, and what the outcome is, or the conclusion, and then we'll clarify after that. Bottom of the deck here, lead. So this is where we are taking control over those things, okay? We're starting to make plans to get us to where we're going. Spirit is on the same page as you. So this is what Spirit is kind of wanting you to see, that you kind of have to, and you have to show some change in that rhetoric. You have to kind of do the work to be able to do that, and set some rules for yourself and some boundaries for yourself of what you will and you want to do. Maybe every day you wake up with I am love, I am this, I am that. Or maybe when you think of a negative thing, try to think of 2 positives instead. But it's kind of like that kind of thing kind of going on here. So that's that. I'm going to pull 3 cards from the Light Seers Tarot deck, which is lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay. We're going to get to what things could be holding Capricorn back at this time, Spirit. What things could be holding Capricorn back? Show me Capricorn love. What things could be holding Capricorn back? What things can be holding Capricorn back, Spirit? It's almost like, I feel like for some of you Capricorns, for those of you who are single, I feel like there's this thing here with the Knight of Cups here, where you're waiting on someone to show up, offering a little bit more than you're willing to give, based on how much work you've done on yourself. And I think that we have the thing that's helping us out is the Page of Swords. And I'll get back to the Knight of Cups in a second. Just let me pull one more card so we can get ready, okay? The 8 of Swords, and I saw this when I was shuffling earlier. I kind of knew it would come out. Yeah, there's this kind of like this thing to where you kind of feel a little bit entitled about a person. You kind of may feel that a person should show up bringing their very best at all times to you. That they have to kind of like bow down, a little bit, and kind of like lay out the picnic in the pretty days. Like you give them a lot of things to kind of have to tend to. They have to be emotionally stable. They have to be forthcoming and truthful. They have to dress well and be, this kind of way, and have this certain type of aesthetic. But they have to remember to take off their hat, and they have to remember that you like letters on this. It's like I see a bunch of this kind of thing going on, and I think what it is this what all of these things that you want in this person, that you want in a relationship with your mate now, you're actually I almost feel like there's this cycle coming to where you're gonna get whatever it is. With the Eight of Wands, like I said, things are going to grow. It's eight of Wands, has Sag as the card. It's Sag in Mercury, which is all about the overall, how we communicate towards the bigger picture. That kind of deals with that a little bit. How the bigger picture is communicated. That's what I meant to say. So I think with this Knight of Cups is being here is that, and the Page of Swords being in the thing that's supporting you, it's not so much the person or the qualifications or the things that you want out of the person. All of that is fine. You actually can manifest whatever you want. You get the choice to do that. That's what this throat chakra is for. But you have to say the things that you want. I will want someone who treats me like this. I want someone who does these things for me. I want someone who does this for me. Not a, he better, and if he doesn't do this, and if he doesn't, because that's a lack. Because what if he doesn't? Does that still mean that the growth, if you don't get back what's equivalent to your growth in the universe, does it mean that you didn't grow? Like if a flower like blooms and then nobody says that it's pretty, does that mean that the flower didn't grow? It still grew. I said they 11-11 too, so there must be something very serious. So it's not that the person, isn't capable, or the people aren't capable of doing it. I think that there's just this kind of force that's in it that kind of makes it become more of requirements than it being things out of a place of, oh my God, look, it's finally the person. Like, I would like this person, kind of is this way and they're that way. And love wants you to be a little bit more surprised and to not think of it so simple that, it will be that one day you'll just walk and fall in and then you'll find the perfect thing, the perfect thing. It's all about that growth and things kind of growing and establishing themselves. Okay. And I think that with the Page of Swords here, you'll definitely, I feel like, you're definitely going to have that moment to be able to have that conversation. Now, for some of you, I feel like it could be someone online. Maybe there's someone there in your vicinity that you kind of haven't really kind of, thought of being with them, and maybe they're kind of sitting there like a secret admirer. They're kind of maybe sitting there and not being able to speak about it. Maybe it's someone from the past that kind of that you kind of have already dealt with before, and at the time they kind of were maybe tied up into themselves or kind of figuring things out for themselves, but now they're kind of like free from it, and maybe they're coming through with the Page of Swords. The Page are always messengers. Okay. So a messenger with like an idea or a strategy or a game plan, they might be coming back saying, hey, let's try this. Or there may be your person in a relationship with saying, hey, how about we do this from now on? How about we talk this way to each other? How about we do this when we get mad? How about you tell me what it is that you do want instead of what you don't want? And let's try to practice being, seeing ourselves as abundant and not so tied in and from a place of lack, because nothing rescues you. So this person being right doesn't rescue you. Like this person being right, the right person for you, doesn't rescue you, So this is where it may take some reading about conversation skills, reading about positivity. That Page of Swords right here, this is giving me that mantra thing, that thing. You guys are in a space, I feel this kind of amped up energy, almost like what that is of Taurus, because I'm one where you guys kind of feel like you're you're kind of amped. I feel a good positive energy over you. I just think that is just that you guys are don't put too much control in it because you feel like it's going to go away, especially if you're in a relationship that is acting from a place of lack, because you're saying that if it does get taken away, that you don't believe within yourself that it will replace, it will be replaced. And that's, kind of connected to, it's like when one idea doesn't go, or when something goes another way, you have spirits here that are going to pull you into the right place, always for your growth. Okay. Even here, they can be untangling that, usually I don't see it that way, but they can be helping, untangle that. All right. We're going to clarify these, and then I'll ask a little bit about your person if you're with someone, or even if they're like, they haven't made themselves apparent yet. We'll go ahead and ask about them. Yeah, the 10 of, that's kind of funny. I'll talk about it. It's the 10 of, the 10 of Pentacles here. All right, we're going to clarify the Page of Swords. Page of Swords. Spirit, clarify the Page of Swords. That's the thing that's helping us out here. Okay. I'm gonna leave that like, I'm gonna leave this in reverse. I'm gonna leave that reverse. I'm gonna leave that in reverse, and I'm gonna put that Knight of Cups right there. And I'm gonna clarify the Eight of Swords right there. Yep. Okay. All making sense to what I said. This is where you're expecting the person to come fully made. Like you want it made already. You don't want the burger that the meat that the food that has to thaw out. You want it done smack dab as the person gets there. These type of things don't come by every single day. So when you find it, know that that the universe is putting you in place for it, but also too, know that what you're wanting, what you're asking for is very, very big, and it's very, very, it takes a lot of, not that you can't get it, but it takes a lot of work to be able to get there. It takes a lot of clearing out a lot of your karma to be able to get here. And what I mean by that is learning all the lessons that you came here to learn to be able to put you in a place to be able to receive this, because this lives beyond you. So this is like a love that lives beyond you. So what that means is that there are families and generations and generations and generations and businesses and homes and things that it becomes something after that. Whatever this love is that you're kind of wanting for, you're wanting that forever fairy tale thing. And that's okay to want that. But what's going on here is you have to be more in this state, confident, self-loving, self-aware, positive, okay? Even with this yellow, you see this positive place and not in this place, okay? Because the thing about it is what you're looking for, Capricorn, is this. This is the Nine of Pentacles right here. This is only one step from this. So you have to become this to put yourself a little bit in alignment with that. Because by the time you have your world figured out, all they're doing is adding one pentacle. So you have this. So the security, the threat of, you know, are these people going to take from me? Is this person going to give me what? You won't have to worry about that. That becomes a thing that you don't have to worry about anymore, because it's something that you've amassed on your own. This is a difference, you know, in what you're trying to do now. It's where you feel like those things are outside of yourself and you don't see it within. And then it makes you kind of act that way as a, like this kind of like reaction or response. So then you got the Page of Swords here and the thing that's helping us out. And this is kind of where you're, something in you is kind of taking like some type of break. I don't know what type of shift this is, but something is saying, hey, the giving has been off. Either I deserve more, this person deserves more, this situation deserves more. But once again, here's the Knight of Cups. And I think what it is the thing that helps you out is for you to see that you show up the same way that the person shows up. And it's funny because I said 11-11 earlier, and it's like that mirror image, just like this. So whatever you're seeing with those people, that is just like the mirror of what they see for you. So if no one is kind of being like, you have to have this, you have to be this, you have to do that to you, then it will kind of be nice to do that to other people, you know? Give them the same privileges that you would want, because you might not like that if it was the other way around, you know? You would feel offended, actually. So, yeah, that's that right there. Let's go ahead and I want to see, we're going to pull some more with the Psychic Tarot of the Heart cards and get a little bit about the person and a little bit about their personality. So far as signs, I actually don't have any signs here today. Could be an earth sign. It's a lot of earth stuff here. Talking Capricorn, that's you. Of course, it's you. That's why these things are popping up. I didn't think about that. Actually, I believe these two cards are actually the 9 and the 10, Virgo and Venus. And Virgo and yes. Okay, look. So look. Virgo and Venus is the planetary thing for this card. Okay? This is where you're perfecting what it's like to love. You're perfecting what beauty means in your life. And you're starting to observe in yourself to be able to find the majority of it within you and make your world that way. And then when you make your world that way, it's almost like your mind kind of transforms to what you can experience, and it opens you up to being able to be more accepting of love when it's being offered to you in a cup like this, rather than having to be in this place where you're not, you know? Because it's something about coming out of that, of turning down everything that you offer because you don't feel that it's fair to you. So I think that you're kind of maybe feeling a little bit like by yourself or alone, to the point to where you want to where you're kind of thinking, okay, do I want to do this forever? I better open up a little bit more, because this is what the Knight of Cups is right there. And then you have Gemini, I'm sorry, you have Virgo and Mercury. This is all about perfecting the way that we talk. We're perfecting the way that we speak. How do you want this to look? How do you want the end to look? Because this is what you have to, the energy that you have to give to be able to get it with the Knight of Cups. Usually he looks like this. So you see this, you have to be willing to give this energy to get it back. Other than that, it's just going to be a reflection of what's showing up in your experience, you know? So that's that on that. Let's see. I was pulling to see what their personality is like. What is their personality like? Okay. So this is the person that really, really, really likes to speak from their heart. This is someone who goes in and meditates a lot. They're definitely a deeply spiritual person. They have a lot of people on their team, on their spiritual team, that kind of looks after them and protects them. And they go in for this inner guidance system. I think that with this person, they kind of are the person I can see them saying, that's not nice. Whenever you say things that aren't nice, they're not going to be like very they're not going to be very mean or very, like, you know, aggressive with you, but they're going to be very, very firm. This is somebody that is very, very firm about their spacing and their time. They need to be alone. But they definitely, it's to make them be better for everyone else. So this could be a person that can be like a healer, or someone who spiritually helps other people. They're like a leader, a teacher, a counselor, a coach, or something like that, where they have to invest a lot of time into other people, into other people's wellness. I see it as a person that they definitely, they speak a lot about spirituality here with Just Breathe. This is the Four of Swords, so they definitely rest on things, so they can kind of be very, very slow moving, because their heart kind of has to be on the same page with them, and they check in with it. You see that right there, like they kind of check in with their emotions to be able to know how to make the next move. And I think that sometimes for you, if you are in a relationship with this person, what it does is that you guys are so driven to go to the next step. That's how Capricorn kind of is. It's kind of like this success. You guys are driven for success, that it throws this person off when if this is potential, it can throw this person off when they're going into their space, how they make their decisions good. Yours is like, okay, one accomplishment, let's get to the next. Theirs is not really, it doesn't move the same way. Everybody's not wired the same way. And everybody has their different systems, 4 and 4, you know? But together they all work, because that makes an 8 right there. So you have to be able to let other people bring their strengths into a relationship too. You know, you give and you take, you know, it has to be balanced. You see that scale right there? Like, everybody has to show up in a relationship. Sometimes you have to let people give when they're ready to give. And that's what I'm talking about. Maybe like emotionally, you know what I'm saying? Let them offer themselves when they're ready to offer themselves. It's kind of funny because I had a similar reading with Cancer. So some of you could be dealing with the Cancer, but that's how, this is how they appear. Let me see. I want to pull this last one because it kind of want to pop out. They seek the truth. Yeah. Look at this. This is some person that goes within. They're going to want you to be able to speak from your mind. This is the, what is this? The 7 of Swords. So what are we dealing with the 7 of Swords? The 5. We're dealing with the 3, the 4, the 5. I just had a brain moment. I really just forgot what the 7 of Swords was. 7 of Swords. Oh, yeah. Okay. No, I'm sorry. I had to get myself back together. This could be a person who is kind of who's kind of dealt with a lot of devastation. So they're very, very careful with their emotions. I think that maybe they've went through a relationship, or in the past they've gone through this this spiritual transformation, to where they try to do what they can to try to keep themselves protected. It's something kind of shook them to the core, to where they have this ability to be able to see through people. Sometimes trauma does that to us, to make it to where you can really, really It makes you really activate something in you. And I feel like this is a person that kind of does that. And maybe if you're in a relationship with them, whenever you push them, it makes them freeze up because they don't want to be pushed into anything. So you see how it works? Like both of your insecurities can be in each other's way because this person doesn't like to be pushed, but you don't like for people to not push. So then you're pushing them, and then they're moving further away because they're being pushed, and you're moving further away because they're not reacting the way you want them to. So it's this big separate space where everybody's kind of not really focused on each other, because there you are looking that way, there this person is looking into the distance and looking in spiritually, but I don't see it being together. So I don't necessarily think that the person is a bad person. So you kind of can't be that way about their time. Look, third eye, this is a person that goes in, they have to go inwards, you know. And then look, this is a person that I think this is a person that feels like when they go in, they're able to give their best gift, because this is a Two of Cups, so it's where we're offering each other love. They're able to be them best selves when they go in. So don't disturb their thing with Capricorn business, you know what I mean? Like with the stuff that you have going on within yourself. You have your things to figure out, and that person has their things to figure out, but they will come to you and they will tell you, look, the 6 and the 2, and then it's an 8. Eventually they'll come, you know, it'll all come together for success and growth. So just trust it sometimes. That really is the test. And just breathe. Like this card says, whenever you're in that moment where you're about to kind of like react, it says just breathe, go in your heart and seek the truth. Okay. Trust that it's always, you divinely know that it's always coming together for your good, and you kind of can live in that freedom and speak in that freedom, and it creates this energy around you that only keeps loving things and the things that you want in your experience. Okay, look at that, the Lovers card. What was I saying? You have to work on that together. Okay, you both have to contribute the same amount, and you have to let people do their thing and let you do your thing. And that's the beauty of a relationship. You make it go together. And this is where you're making those decisions to do that with love. Love is all about decisions. It's all about duality, enjoying the other person's differences and the things that make you guys unique to each other, but the beauty of it all coming together and having confidence in that, okay? Confidence in the other person's flaws and their strengths, you know, because those are all parts of that person. And then you have this 6. 6 is all about their harmony. 6 and 6 right here. So you feel it coming. You feel it, you definitely feel it coming, okay? How does the person feel about you? Let's see here. I see the Observe card here. Yeah, they're watching you. This person watches from the outside, like, okay, you're going to keep all of that going on. They want you to kind of navigate in a different direction. They're watching you. Didn't I say that? Yeah, they could be watching you online or something like that. Observe, okay? And they're trying to see, is it worth the investment? This is what this person is. It's almost like you show me different faces. One of you is very, very loving. One of you is very, very outspoken, and then the other one of you just kind of is just like not just doesn't show anything. It just kind of it's just there. Okay. It is like, which one are you? What person are you? I'm trying to figure out which person are you. I'm trying to figure out which way your ship is navigating, so I can see if it's possible for us to be able to do that together. So that's kind of where this person is. They're kind of like looking at they're looking at you, or this could be a person looking at other options or things like that. They have one that's deep within their heart, but if you're the person and you're not ready, then maybe they could be kind of like sitting there kind of figuring out, what do I want to do? All right. Once again, I feel like this is a person who's kind of been through a lot, so they kind of just, it's something that triggered in them to make them that they have to follow this light within them, you know, like a voice within them to be able to be okay. Like so they wait a lot. They wait a lot for answers, and it kind of might like throw your time thing off, because you guys are like have the schedule for life, you know. Let's just pull some additional things here. Still leaving off. See you coming off at the conclusion with the 8 of Swords leaving, and then the 9 of Pentacles coming in. So this is very, very good coming out of this state to that. And then, you know, I see that when you look, it's saying choose battles and seek your truth right there above that. I think that when you start to choose, when you start to see yourself, that does start to shift your path. It kind of like takes you in that direction. This is the the Six of Wands. You get that victory when you do that, okay? Any advice for Capricorn in love? Spirit, any advice for Capricorn in love? Any advice for Capricorn in love? All right. Eight of Wands again. Now is the time to make the moves. All the elements have come together. Put your ideas into action. Expect to be busy today as others come to you with their own requests for assistance, or there may be important news. This card assures you everything will be successfully resolved. So this is kind of what I'm saying. This is the same card we started out with, success and growth. It's the same card right here. You have to start moving from a place of knowing that for the work that you put out into the world and for the person that you are and for how much you've worked on yourself, that there is someone equally out there for you. So when you do it from the place of where you feel like it's not going to come to you, then you get those people that are actually not the ones for you, because it's this belief that's not here. This is one that kind of feels like you're limited and you're never going to get it, that keeps you from getting it. You kind of need to make the shift to get into this space of feeling abundant and feeling like you're that you want that person to make you feel already, and then the person appears when you don't need it as much. Okay, if you're in a relationship, that's where things don't start changing and running more smoothly until you can kind of start to have a little bit more positivity about them going that way and them moving in a direction. Okay, so if you are in relationships, I know I didn't spend that much time on being in a relationship to give advice on that wherever you put your energy, those are the things that will grow. So you definitely have to take control over what it is that you choose to put your time into, and find the balance in it. Okay, and once again, it's those cycles with an 8, breaking those cycles. Okay, what things in my relationship can we change? Can I afford to change? Okay. And then I see the Three of Cups, and what thing I've been led with the Three of Cups to say is to be able to celebrate each other's differences, to be able to celebrate each other's, goods, bads, anything, anything about the other person, being able to celebrate all parts of that person, okay? And that gratitude that you have for them puts them in a thing so where they can see some of the things inside of you a little bit better, because you're not so busy chopping them down, and then they kind of take on the habits that you want them to have and take on. They kind of start doing that without you having to do it for them. See how it's like a silent force right here, like this angel is controlling a lion, which that wouldn't, happen, or like a maiden is controlling a lion, that wouldn't happen. But I kind of feel like that's the new wave that you're getting on, to where it's more you're more influencing others rather than kind of like coaching, if that makes any sense. Okay, because the other Three of Wands here, this is where things are going to come in. This is where you already know that you've done all the work. You've sent out everything that you need for that love to come in. You've done the work on yourself, so you can just be expecting of it to come back into you. And that's kind of what we need to kind of get into, to where we're not in this place where we're acting from lack, to where we think that is without us and we'll never get it. Okay, so hope you guys really enjoyed this reading. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if this resonates down below. I am available for one-on-one readings, and I also have a busload of timeless readings and pick a card readings on my page. Click the bell down below so you can get the notifications when I post my next videos. And I'll see you guys next time. Thank you, Capricorn.